There are two things to be aware of when doing income planning. If you've got real estate ambition on your radar, purchase, a refinance, or a mortgage renewal, there's two things to be aware of when income planning. First, as an employee. If I'm an employee and I'm earning a base income, for that income to be eligible for mortgage qualifying, there needs to be some stipulation to it. So it needs to be guaranteed. And that can be a salary, that can be permanent full-time employment, or that can be permanent part-time employment. Whenever there's guaranteed income, it creates that nice linear line that mortgage lenders really look for when qualifying and approving a mortgage loan. Income is one of the biggest influences when qualifying for a mortgage. These lenders are giving hundreds of thousands of dollars to you, the applicant, and they want to make sure that you're in a good spot to repay it. So looking at income is incredibly important. So we've created this flat line of income. Now, if there's any variation to it, and that might be commission income or overtime income or bonus income or seasonal income, any income that's above that guaranteed baseline, the mortgage lenders are going to want a 2-year average of that income to smooth out those variations. So they want that 2-year average and create a nice smooth line. These mortgage lenders will use an average if the income is increasing. If the income is decreasing, they'll simply take the most recent year. So here's why this is important to note if you're an employee. Sometimes, either by choice or lifestyle design, I might move to a part-time position, and that just might be better for me. The reclassification of my employment is important to understand. If I'm moving from permanent full-time down to part-time, what are the parameters around that part-time income? Is it guaranteed? Is it not? So being aware of that is important for mortgage qualifying. Now there's things we can do to make sure that your income is eligible, but be aware of any movements in that regard. The second thing is self-employed income. Now, when being self-employed, I basically am either incorporated or I'm a sole proprietor. And that means I'm deriving income. Just by nature, I'm deriving income and it's not guaranteed. I'm invoicing, I'm charging, I'm selling, whatever that is, whatever my income is, it's not guaranteed in the traditional employment sense of the word. So what the mortgage lenders look for traditional income qualifying is a 2-year average of the person's self-employed personal income. So we're looking at your T1 general income tax and benefit return. We're also looking at your corresponding notice of assessment. What is the personal income that you're claiming? That's where we traditionally start for mortgage qualifying. Now the conundrum in all of this is accountants and people like to pay or prefer to pay as little personal tax as possible. That's intuitive. That makes sense. But in mortgage qualifying, writing my income down makes mortgage qualifying a little bit more difficult in the traditional sense. So thinking ahead of where I am in my self-employed career and what my personal income is, and planning that out with my accountant or banker or mortgage broker can be beneficial for qualifying and being approved for your mortgage. So, two things to be aware of. Variable income as an employee and or as a self-employed person. Looking at that 2-year average and being aware of what that number is, I think is very helpful when planning to qualify for your next mortgage. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you thought it was helpful and you found yourself thinking, I want this person to handle my mortgage and do all of the work for me, then we can do just that. Head over to mymortgagewithchad.com. That's mymortgagewithchad.com. When you get there, you'll see a little letter I wrote about the mortgage business that I run and own and what to expect when working with me. If you like what you see, fill out the little form there so we can arrange a time to talk. That's mymortgagewithchad.com. If you think of anyone else who might like this content, please be sure to share it. Thanks for watching.